worthy. It's
Mine too.
let's see, check another notification.
I think you were there when Larry and Doris and Evelyn came up in Holbrook.
Mm-hmm.
Came up to play with the Chain Gang that night. They came up to sing.
Yes.
And we put Larry in front of some keyboards.
Oh, yes.
And that was, I believe, one of the pinnacle nights for the Chain Gang to have them there with basically, I don't think we even had a rehearsal.
No.
They just came and nailed it.
Nice.
Absolutely nailed it.
Yeah.
Larry's, I can't tell you how many times I have hit replay or rewind on that video that Lisa Martinez took with her cell phone, and I could just hear Larry just humming in to get in tune, and I thought, oh boy, this is going to be serious. This is going to be serious. That man knows he knows how to sing, and he knows how to bring it, and those girls ain't no joke either.
And not only did he know how to sing, but he also knew how to teach, and to lead a choir. Like you said, he hummed it, figured it out where it was, and he could tell. Mm-hmm. It was just amazing. And I recall, at the fellowship, he was no slouch to a cappella or getting us all in shape to sing a cappella. Even yours truly, and it was clearly difficult because he could tell where I could sing and put me there and actually keep me there. It was amazing.
You knew when you came into contact with any of the Bullock brothers, the Brown family, you knew you were in the presence of greatness when it came to music and character. Doris, I met Doris because she married one of my coworkers at Greyhound when I was driving for Greyhound, one of my best friends there, and so that's how I got to know Doris, and she and Eddie are both dear friends of mine to this day. So we just need to lift them up.
It's interesting that I did not, and until you mentioned it, I had not even remembered that connection.
Yeah.
It's
that's how I asked Eddie. We were in a bind. We were short some voices. Or maybe, no, you know what it was, is I think it was coming up to Easter, and I wanted to do that it was a very obscure Creedence Clearwater Revival
so
song.
It's just he and I right now, so you don't have to have all the other pictures up yet until they join.
Yeah. Joyful Resurrection. And it was just one of those songs that just needed a backup singer. And I called my friend Eddie. I said, Eddie, do you think your wife does she know how to sing? And he laughed at me.
Exactly.
He said, I think she could probably hold a note. And I said, do you think she would be willing to help us out? And you can ask her. And so I was expecting Doris, and what we got was Doris, Larry, and Evelyn. And Evelyn is no joke either.
Just put it this way: all of the Bullock family came out singing. Soon as the doctor slapped them, they hit a note.
Yep, that's right.
And haven't let go since. I mean, It is just one, and let's face it, we want to give props and we want to give a shout out and respect to George Bullock Sr., who is approaching, well, he's 90 now. He's approaching his 91st birthday, and the majority of his life spent in the ministry, pastoring, ministering through song, and his brother side by side with him. So when I first moved to Boston and I was transitioning from the DJ world and the live and my live rock and roll world, and setting up sound systems at all the local discos for weekend bands and that whole bit, and during the day talent shows as I was transitioning from that into the gospel world, the Bullock brothers were held up as the standard. As if you're going to do this, you need to see what they're doing and see if you can try to get somewhere close to that in terms of equipment and the whole bit. Well, needless to say, they call after I studied them for a long time, they were calling me to, have me bring my stuff and to do my thing with them. So it was a big honor because apparently I learned my lessons well watching them. But they were the guideline or the thing. I don't know how do you say it, but they were the standard. That's the word. They were the standard of how to do sound and gospel concerts. So
I believe it.
I
believe it.
I recall one of the things that when I first started doing this, of course, I had all the huge stuff, all the big stuff, and I was in, because I was, like I said, I was in clubs all the time, all week, almost every weekend I was in one club or another, still working a 9 to 5, but on, I have a van full of equipment, and on Fridays and whatever, I would just go do whatever I was called to do. And amazingly short money. If I could walk away from a weekend with $100 or $200 clear, it was a good weekend. So I forged my skill levels in the crucible of pain and poverty, shall we say. When people say, well, look now,
I'm surprised you didn't go into trucking.
When I had a minor, and I mean minor, stint in trucking. Let's see. I don't see it in my messenger. Huh? It's on your Facebook page. Okay. Oh, it's on my Facebook page. Cool. Let me look. So where was I? My engineer distracted me.
Minor or something.
Yeah. So anyway, yes, in Kansas City, in roughly 1975, 4, 3, 2, 1. Because if I have to be very careful when I pinpoint these things because people will actually figure out my age, and I don't want that. I left Albuquerque, New Mexico in my 62 Ford Falcon, headed back to Boston. My father had promised that if I drove him to New Mexico, Albuquerque to be exact, that he would either get me a bus ticket or buy me a car.
Yeah.
And luckily I chose the car because and the only reason I chose the car is I had this vision of me getting off a bus in downtown Cleveland and not having anywhere to go or any way to get there.
Yeah, you'd still be there.
I'd still be there, yes. So my thought was at the time that if I just got a vehicle, then at least I'd have something to drive somewhere. As it turns out, because my then girlfriend, current wife, was yes, okay, I can see it. Was living in Warrensville, where she grew up. As I tell people, she's from the good side of the tracks. I'm from underneath the tracks. So, so no comments yet. Okay, yeah, it's working. Thank you. So anyway, when I got on the trip, I had two rules. That I was going to work my way across the country. I wasn't going to do anything illegal. That was as far, I didn't say immoral, I said illegal. But at the time I was living what I called a celibate life. So I wasn't going to be dallying or doing anything illegal. I would just work and get gas money and continue on. As it turns out, I spent some time in Texas and in Stratford, Texas, because I was in Dalhart, Texas first. When you're coming out of Albuquerque, as you know, the first major city you hit, I think, is Dalhart, Texas.
Yeah, you Tucumcari and then up US 54.
Right. Okay.
Dalhart.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's the route I was taking. So Dalhart, Texas, and when I pulled into Dalhart, Texas, I pulled into this diner, typical diner on the side of the road, and the local the local sheriff pulled in right behind me. And I think at the time they were driving 440 Chryslers.
They said, "Oh, look at that nice black man.
Let's
go say hello."
Yes, and I tell you the truth, being a Smokey and the Bandit fan as I am, this guy this was Buford T. Justice's cousin. I mean,
yeah.
Mirrored sunglasses, gut. You could almost smell the tobacco stains in the corner of his. Oh my God!
Yeah.
And
he's still sheriff there, I think. Still making $12,000 a year.
Yeah, that's just the base salary. You're not including the bribes or the.
Yeah, that's right.
It's like the tips. You're 12,000 base, and then whatever you can steal.
That's right. Yeah.
What if Flip Wilson said he had a job where he got 50 cents an hour and all he could see. So, So he walked up to the sidecar and I rolled down the window, of course, and, good afternoon, officer. And where you headed, boy? And I said, well, I'm going to get some gas. I was just passing through. And he said, well, you keep passing now, you hear? I said, well, I was going to get some food and maybe some gas. You keep passing now, you hear? Stratford's right up the road there a piece. I'm sure if you leave now, you can get there.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes, sir, I think you're right. I may have enough gas to get there if I leave right now. So that's what I did, and then when I got to Stratford is a feed yard place. As soon as you hit the town line, I could smell the yard.
Yep.
And so I went there, of course, and they hired me. They put me on, and I think I was there for 2 or 3 days anyway, maybe even a little longer. I'm not sure. I was there long enough that I didn't smell the town anymore. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And while I was there, I worked different things. I worked on the death wagon. That's where they ultimately put me because we found out then that I'm actually allergic to hay and alfalfa hay, to be exact, and and grass and all those different things. So the first time I was there, they put me on the hay wagon where you pitch bales of hay off to the animals first thing in the morning. You cut them and roll them off the side of the truck. Cut them and roll them off the side of the truck. And I was in tears. The guy the foreman, like, you were allergic. Did you know you were allergic to this stuff? And I went, no clue. So they put me on the dead wagon, which is just what it sounds like. They go out first thing in the morning and they gather up the cows the animals that died overnight. And this may come as a big shock to you, but cows not only stink when they're alive, but they smell even worse when they're dead. And their stomachs bloat up and gas expels, and it's just horrendous. But I wasn't allergic, so that was good. Well,
yeah,
that
they load them up and send them off for dog food.
Yes, exactly. They were the place that we took them to, dropped them off, and a big truck would show up. Exactly what you said, and they would take them off. And I didn't ask, and don't ask, don't tell. I guess was in effect even then. So moving on, I think I stopped in Oklahoma where I went to a TV repair shop. Oh, yes, right. I had my toolbox. I had a mechanic's toolbox and my TV repair toolbox, and my wonderful brain. So I pulled in the TV repair shop. I told the person what I was doing, and he said, "Well, I don't have any work for you," but he gave me $20 anyway and said, "Have a nice life." And I went, "Thank you," and moved on. So ended up in Kansas City, Kansas, and Kansas City, Missouri, because when you're in Kansas City, Kansas, you're in Kansas City, Missouri.
Yep.
There was a trucking lot there, and I pulled in. It was a Saturday afternoon, I think, by the time I got there. And I pulled in, and I said, "Hi, I'm so-and-so. I'm just working my way across the country and wondered if you had any work for me that I could do." And he looked at me, and he said, "Can you drive a stick?" And I went, "Yes, sir, I can." Well, my Falcon was a stick, 3 on the tree. So
yeah.
He tossed me the keys to this International 4x4. The one with the 2 sticks, the twin sticks?
Yeah.
That one?
Yep.
A cab over, and he said, "I want you to move this from here over to there." And I went, "Okay, no problem." I got in it, started it up, which I guess surprised everybody because I figured out how to start it.
Yeah.
Of course, the nomenclature was worn off of, the guide for the sticks.
Yeah.
But I figured, okay, first has got to be to the right and up. It's almost always to the left and up. It's almost always going to be first, no matter what you're in, no matter where you are. First is always going to be to the left and up. So that's what I did.
Yeah.
And I moved it. So he hired me. So I probably spent a week. There. I actually was living in that particular trailer in that particular cab over for a week. And just doing anything and everything during the day. I mean, I was just a hired hand. I was just basically a trained monkey to them. And they did have one black driver. They wanted to make sure I understood.
Yeah.
You got to meet so and so. He's a great driver and he'll help you a lot. And he's the black guy there, and he didn't want nothing to do with me, and I wanted nothing to do with him.
Well, they're very liberal up there in Kansas.
Yeah, that was the whole point of that. That was exactly the whole point of that. And so while I was there, I actually had a night. When they said, "Okay, you're done," I had a nightlife, so I'd go to the local disco and kind of hang out and just listen to the music. And they had a drummer who would come in and he would play his drums to the beat to add to the beat of the music, because back then they didn't know about subwoofers or any of that stuff. So, so they had a live drummer and he played all night to the disco stuff. So it was interesting. But that's where I drove truck. And whatever they told me, I had a 13-speed auto car with a lowboy on it. That was fun. I didn't do this. I really didn't. I'm not the one that hung it up. But I was driving with the guy. I was the backup driver for the guy who did drive it. And he cut the corner short while he had a Caterpillar on the lowboy. And you know what happened, of course.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
He hung up on the curb. And the only way to get him off the curb was to take the Caterpillar off the thing because it was just too much weight, with us. He had to unload the Caterpillar. And then once he did that, it made a lot of noise, but it came right off the curb. And needless to say, he got tickets and everything else. And it was a mess, but I didn't cause it, so I learned.
Yep.
Swing wide.
That's right.
And however wide you think you should swing wider.
Yeah.
So that's when I did my driving, and it was.
That would have been what, late 70s.
This disco was coming into its own, and
You're going back before the Civil War.
It was definitely in the 70s. I'll just say that. Okay. Yeah.
Well, you must have been real young because we're the same age.
Mm-hmm.
So
more or less, so
yeah.
you think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice try. But yeah, that's when I drove. So they finally found something for me to do on a regular basis, and I was driving a 15-speed dump back and forth to the scrapyard. You get to a site, and they paid you by the trip, knowing that you're only going to be able to get 2 or 3 trips in if you're lucky.
Yeah.
Because you load up with the gravel. Again, you have to get in line to empty. Then you go back and get on the. You see what I mean? So.
Yep.
Oh, we're going to give you $20 a trip or $50 a trip or whatever it is. You're thinking, oh, goody, I can do this, but the logistics are already set.
Yeah.
Loading you up is no big deal, but you're going to spend an hour, maybe 2, in the line to get unloaded.
They're not paying you hourly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
nothing in trucking is presented for the benefit of the driver.
I learned that.
Yeah.
I learned that.
It's still that way.
That's not right.
You get on the road today, and every company is advertising on the trailer doors lease purchase plan. You can own this truck. Yeah, right. You can work for free is what it is. And the only reason they're offering that is so that they don't have to pay you. And how do I say this from behind the wheel of a truck, and not wanting to offend any other drivers that might be listening, but I think everybody who has done what I'm currently doing would agree that getting into it was not the best thought out plan. Getting out of it is really hard. It's kind of like, joining the Hare Krishnas or something. You can get in it easy. It's getting out. That's what's hard.
Well, fortunately, you have a chance to minister to different people in different truck stops.
Yes.
I was never over the road. I was primarily in the city, which is a different version, shall we say, of truck. It's trucking nonetheless.
Yeah.
Because as I said, my primary vehicle was the 15-speed dump, 3 axles, so good size. And this was back before. Well, it's either before tag axles or they couldn't afford a tag axle. It was 3 on the ground at all times. So
yeah.
They don't turn like anything, and you got just a lot of stuff goes on when you have that many axles. 2 is manageable, but 3 can be a real pain in terms of trying to turn. You hear the tires scraping and all of that stuff, especially if you're loaded. But I guess now they have tires. They have the front axle that pivots.
Yeah, they do have those. Those, it's certainly not standard. You're getting into some highly customized equipment there. But a lot of with the tag axles that a customer would buy the truck from the dealership and then add his own tag axle or a lift axle, whichever you want to call it. They do that because you can't do it now, but at the time, you have to pay federal excise tax when you buy the truck to get your license plate. That tax is calculated by the number of axles and your weight rating. Well, if you don't have as many axles, your weight rating is less, your tax is less. So you go get your license plate, and then add a tag axle when you get back to the shop.
Also, going through the tolls, if I'm not mistaken, it's axles on the ground.
Yes.
Not axles that you have.
Yes.
So I know more than a few people I knew who were doing this would, slow down, pull all the axles up, go through the tolls, and then drop them all back down. And when they pull them up, you could see the back of the truck just, go right to the tippy top of the wheels. But yeah. But anyway, we're boring people with all of this. Let's get into something that doesn't bore people. Because we can sit here and talk mechanics and cars all day long.
Do you have a particular topic you want to go into, Dan?
Apparently you do. So what is it?
Well, based on where I am right at this very moment.
Oh, where are you today? We got to give a shout out to somebody, don't we? We're trying.
Oh, yes. Good morning, Linda. She's going to give us a call. She's going to give us a call one of these days.
I hope she does.
Just to say hello.
I hope she does.
Just to say hello.
No, I got questions. Please, as a matter of fact, I'll even pay you. I got some questions. No, come on. I'm just kidding. Feel free to give us a call. Any word from Naira this morning? Have you heard from our dear chaplain?
I have not heard from Naira for the last couple of days. I should check in on her. So,
I was hoping Pastor Ted would be on because I had a theological query for him that I definitely need help with. I'm struggling with this past week some things that happened within the church and the solutions to them. And I'm struggling, and Bishop Hanby is down, so I need Pastor Ted. If you want to give him a shout and tell him I need him, it's important. We can talk about it in the second hour.
Okay.
Let's see. So anyway,
where I'm at today, I am in between the thriving metropolis of Pecos, Texas. If you know where that is, way out west, oil wells, tumbleweeds, and tacos.
Real tacos, not taco. Real tacos.
That's right.
Because I learned very early when I was living in New Mexico for that whole summer, which was a lovely time, man. I really enjoyed it. I would work all week, get my cash, fill the gas tank up, get some shotgun shells, because I would go live in the mountains for the weekend. And bears and whatever else out there do not want to hear your philosophy on life. So,
that's right.
That's right. They only understand he's holding a stick that that A is loud and B could make me fall down. So
that's right. That's right. The best thing that you can do if you encounter a bear in the wilderness is just lay down and play dead.
Yeah.
It's good practice for 2 minutes later when you will be dead.
Exactly. Well, so while out there, and I learned, like I said, that I always made sure I had my shotgun, nice single action, 12 gauge, of course. Mm-hmm. It had a broken trigger, but so what? I didn't fan it.
Yeah.
Okay. And I only had to brandish it once. I was in my car because I would sleep in my car, drop the passenger seat, and it was just doing something on the weekends that I had always wanted to do. And an animal did come up, to the vehicle and was kind of looking in to see what was going on. So when he looked in, I grabbed the shotgun and I pointed it at him, and he kind of figured out that, no, not this one.
Yeah. I thought you were going to tell me that's how you met the sheriff in Dalhart.
No. He didn't. I mean, if he'd opened my trunk, he'd have seen it.
Yeah.
Because it was up in the wheel well. He'd have seen it, but no, He didn't want nothing to do with me or my kind in his town. He was keeping it safe for the good. He was earning his pay, keeping it safe for the good people of Dalhart. They were not going to be tainted or insulted by my presence, even within their restaurant. I even had money to pay at the time, but whatever.
So anyway, I have Pecos, Texas, in my rearview mirror, and I'm heading west out to Phoenix. So I'm about to be going on that strip of Texas that is directly underneath New Mexico, in between New Mexico and Old Mexico.
Yes, and I have driven that strip. I like it.
I love it. I love it.
You know, it's, what is it, 25, 35, 40 miles of absolutely nothing between the two places?
186 miles.
Ooh, boy, was I young back then.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Well, because
that's how I went into Mexico. I went into what is it? You cross into
El Paso or
the other one
into Juarez.
I think it was Juarez. Yeah. Boy,
I used to go there once or twice a month myself.
That was such a culture shock par excellence. None. I mean,
yeah.
You do not know how well you have it as an American when you drive into any one of these countries and do not go to the tourist area.
Yes.
Just go to the... granted, I was afraid to get out of my car in some of the places for fear that I wouldn't have a car when I came back. I'd still have a car. It just wouldn't have any tires, engine, battery.
Yeah, that's right.
The car would be there.
Yeah. It's not that the car went anywhere. It's
right.
There's another family living in it now.
Yeah, and it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, that's right.
And then I had the offers, hey, you want to meet my person and see my this, and, hey, have you ever seen a donkey show and all that?
Yeah.
You think it's a stereotype. It isn't.
It's not. It's a reality.
It's a reality.
And the sad thing is that, and I, my experience with homeless people, and you have to deal with the addictions and all this stuff. Dignity is one of the very first casualties of an addiction.
Absolutely.
When you get involved in a lifestyle that makes you subservient to a cruel master, your dignity is the first thing to go. It's not worth a thing. And when a lot of the people who are down there and they're stuck in these situations, and Juarez, there's a reason they call that city the Beast.
Okay.
It is it's 4 times the size of El Paso.
Okay.
It's a big city, but it's of course, being on the border, it's huge cartel territory there.
Right. And back then there was no how do I say this politely? There was no political, or there was no oh my goodness. It wasn't nice. It wasn't pretty. There was no pretense of wanting to do anything. Once you crossed into the border, you are subject to their rules, their laws, their customs, their everything.
Yep.
And everybody knows the rules except you.
Yep. You. That's right. That's right. That's one of the first things that I learned about crossing the border is if anything happens that you need help, you call a taxi driver, not a cop.
Correct. Yeah.
A cab driver will help you.
Yeah.
For the appropriate fee.
Yeah.
But it'll be way cheaper than the cop.
Yeah. And the idea is, of course, get you there, get you drunk or high or whatever, and get whatever they possibly can from you.
Yep.
Especially if you're traveling alone.
Yes.
Male or female.
That's right.
Doesn't matter. If you're traveling
right.
with somebody, it's you have a better chance of surviving the stuff. But when you're traveling alone, you have a target on you.
Yep.
And it's not growing up in Cleveland. I did learn street sense, but I learned street sense in English.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
Well, so here I am. I'm going. On this stretch of road that's very, very, very familiar to me, and I, as we've just talked about, I have a lot of experience. At the border, on the border, over the border. When I became a chaplain, I didn't have a motorcycle, despite the fact that my training was geared toward motorcycle clubs. I really didn't have much of an opportunity to apply it there, so it wound up being used with homeless people, with truck drivers. I focus a lot on law enforcement, but I've had many opportunities to talk with and to pray for our border patrol. And the topic that I was interested in unpacking with you is this whole illegal immigration thing. We got people who are Christians that are build the wall. We got people who are Christians that are no, we're supposed to be kind to strangers, and they can't both be right. It's got to be one or the other, because you can't.
Oh
but
boy. Okay. I'm looking at my at my producer, my engineer. No. Oh, no problem. Okay, good.
Okay.
So, yeah, let's get into it then.
Okay.
All right. So, here's the thing. We are called to be compassionate. We are called to give support and succor and to strangers. We are called to welcome the sojourner into our home as Christians. This is normal, what we should be doing.
Yep.
How do you juxtapose that with I liken it to a robber. You come to my house, you knock on the door, and you point to your car, and I see a carload of people, your wife, your kids, and you say, "Excuse me, sir, we are down on our luck, whatever the story. Can you help?" As a human being, never mind Christian, we haven't even gotten to the Christian part yet. As a human being, my first response should be, put the car in the yard, bring your family in, and let's see what we can do. Okay?
Yep.
Especially now, if I have a wife, this is even better, because as a single guy, I'm not trying to do that.
Yeah. There's traps in there.
There's too many traps in there. I'm not trying to do that as a single guy. But as a family of my own, as a wife with kids or whatever, my response is park your car and come in.
Yeah.
Okay? Scene 2. My wife and I go out for dinner. We're having our weekly date night. Yep. Which we haven't had this week because it's only Wednesday, but hopefully we'll have something. We'll do something on Thursday or Friday for our date night. I'm trying to do that every week because I found out that it actually does help a relationship. So for those of you out there who are wondering how you survive 40 years, figure out something new to do and do it. So for me, date night is new. We never did date nights before, but so we're doing date nights now. You go out for a date night and you come back, and not only in your driveway is a strange car, but you go into your house and you see this family and they're there. And your first response is, It's either who are you or how did you get in?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, your back door wasn't locked in any significant way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Or, so we came in. So now, are you obligated at that point to show them kindness, mercy, or are you obligated to tell them to get out of your house before, and your English may go away and your Christianity may go with it?
Yeah.
Before something really, really bad happens.
Mm-hmm.
What's to be your response as a human being in both of those scenarios? And
Well, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, if we're talking about mom, dad, and some kids, that's one thing. What people who live down in this portion of the country are dealing with, they're waking up every morning and they're finding 15, 20, 25, 30 people sleeping on their front porch and they're in the yard, banging on the doors. It's every morning. It's a different crew. It's the cartels it's the coyotes that are bringing them there, and these people are terrified to open the door, and they should be, because the people in that business are not nice people.
That's one of the prerequisites. Are you a jerk? Are you a psycho? Are you? Do you have some grind against society that would cause you to treat all humans as dirt?
Yeah.
Oh, if the answer is yes, then come on in.
Yeah, they're hired.
You're hired. Yeah. I don't think this falls into the category of a Christian dilemma. To me, this is straight out being able to protect what, quote unquote, is yours by any means necessary.
Yeah.
You see, there's a way that I want to help you, and there's a way that I will hurt you. And you kind of decide what those ways are going to be.
Yeah.
Now, the fact that I, quote unquote, am trained and all that stuff is completely irrelevant to what I just said.
Right.
There's a way that I want to help you, and there's a way that I will hurt you. And it depends strictly on you. It's got little or nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
As a Christian, there's a way that I want to help you, and there's a way that I will hurt you. Even as a born-again believer, even as a follower of Jesus Christ, even as a person who wants to have compassion, who does have compassion, even as a person who pastors other people and attempts to teach them and show them a way. There's still a way that I will help you and a way that I will hurt you.
Yep.
And you decide what that, and you are the only decider for that. Jesus Christ, when he sent his disciples out, he gave them, first of all power to do things. He gave, and Judas was in there. We can have that discussion another time. Knowing who Judas, the betrayer was, Iscariot, he was part of the ones that had all of the power to heal, to teach, to preach, to banish, to cast out demons. Everything, they all got. And they all said, while we were out, the spirits feared us. Okay?
Yeah.
And he said, don't take anything to protect yourself. Don't concern yourself with what you're going to eat, how you're going to protect yourself. Go to where the spirit is friendly. That's how he sent them the first time. The second time, he said, okay, the first time I sent you out, the second time I'm telling you, arm yourself. Okay? Get ready, because when you go out this time, you're going to need to be able to protect yourself.
So what was the difference?
There is the question. There's the question. What was the difference? It was what Jesus was trying to show them the whole picture of being a Christian. To me, now, this is where I wish Pastor Ted or Bishop Hamby, well, actually, we have a pastor with us. Maybe he'll comment if I ask the question right and smile politely.
Yeah.
Pastor, would you comment on what the difference between the two mandates was? Would you be so kind as to comment on that? On the mic. The fact that when Jesus sent the people out the first time, he told them not to take anything. Don't take a coat. Don't take no provisions. Just go out. The second time he sent them out, he told them to take coats and arm themselves and the whole bit. If you don't have a coat, if you don't have a sword, sew your coat and get one.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find the reference. Okay, he's going to find it. And if he can find it, he may comment on it. So there's definitely a difference between the two mandates. And I think that's what's going to play into your question as to how do we handle the illegal situation as a Christian. What should be our position?
Yeah.
As I said, we are called to give help where we can. I was at a gas station and the person was trying to get some gas or trying to get some food or something and didn't have his wallet or didn't have enough or whatever. Oh, I was at the Popeyes, as a matter of fact. I went in to the Popeyes to get their popcorn shrimp, which I guess they're not making anymore or selling anymore. I don't know. But anyway, the guy next to me couldn't pay his bill. And he said, "Excuse me, sir, I seem to be a little short." And I went, "No problem, got you covered."
Yeah.
And it wasn't an issue for me. A, he asked. B, I could do it and move on. You see what I mean? As opposed to, while I'm talking to you, his daughter or his kid is behind me picking my pocket.
Right.
You see what I mean?
One is a genuine need. The other is preying on us.
Well, one respects us and one doesn't. It's literally just that simple. One is an acknowledgement of my humanity in this position, and the other one says, "I'm your victim."
Yeah.
Or you're my mark for today.
Yeah.
And let's face it, his request wasn't that unusual because we've all been in a situation where we thought we walked out with our wallet. We didn't. We thought we had enough. We don't. So it wasn't an unreasonable request, and I'm all too happy to do it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
As opposed to the family that travels around and says, "Oh, my daughter's hungry. Can you buy her food?" The travelers. And I think you know who I'm talking about, and I think people who understand the phraseology know who I'm talking about. The people who play on our emotions, who know exactly. So the husband sits in the car while the wife and the kids come out and come up to this. This happened at the exact same place.
Yeah.
At the exact same Popeyes. Would you do this? Would you do it? Huh?
And they're there the next day and the next day.
Or the day after or whenever. But this is they're there enough that this is how they live. They're preying on the good nature of people. So we haven't, the concept of immigrants coming in and doing this is, we're not numb to this. We know this already because we've always had people who prey on. We talked about that when we go into Mexico. They're there preying on you.
Yeah.
Okay? If you were smart, you were at a resort where you were safe.
Yeah.
And you had the money and the means, you were at a resort where you were safe. And even if you wanted to venture into the so-called underbelly, you didn't do it alone, and you did it with a local guide.
Yeah.
So when he walks into the place everybody knows that the people with him are off limits
Right.
unless they themselves walk out of that guide's protection.
Yeah.
Am I wrong about
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
You're dead on the money.
Okay.
Dead on the money.
So,
I mean, I used to roll the dice going into Juarez and Tijuana and Nogales and all these things because I'd go by myself. I'm a truck driver. I'm by myself all the time. In hindsight,
you were protected by the Lord.
the Lord was protecting me from my own foolishness.
Yeah.
Um,
Because 6'3" doesn't mean anything when you're flat on your back drunk.
That's right. That's right.
Okay? It doesn't mean anything
Yeah.
when you have to face 6 or 7 people. One of them's going to get behind you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
He said the voice in the background said, "Who said you were drunk?"
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so he's got. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. All right.
Is that the reference?
Yes.
Keep talking while you're-
Yes. So that is so we're looking at the purpose. Yeah. Wow. You're pretty good. You found this really quickly. So when Jesus sent them out for the first time, he gave them the power and authority and divine backing to heal, comfort evil. That means their ministry was not about human skills or status. It was about God's power working through them. Okay, they were sent to proclaim the kingdom of God, to heal the sick. Jesus was teaching that the good news of God's